Welcome to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. Right now, I am in the tour van of a band called Boats. They've got the 70s track lighting going on in here. It's very, very cozy. Boats, could you all say hi?
Hi.
All right, can somebody describe the tour van?
This is Beth. This is our tour van. It's a very scrumptious vessel. It is not quite a van, not quite an RV. In the middle, right here is where we store our television set, where we play Nintendo. We also watch a lot of movies. You'll see that the lighting is very sexy. I broke this.
It's very plush. There's lots of softness, comfort, high ceiling, wood paneling.
Okay, first, if you talk for the first time, could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Matt. I play in Boats.
I'm Ashley. I also play in Boats.
My name's Rory. I play in Boats.
So now I have to ask, what is the sexiest thing that's happened in this van?
Well, I don't want to speak for that, actually, but I can tell you that this whole back seat, with the push of a button, will turn into a bed. So I imagine the van belongs to our bass player, Louie, and I imagine all kinds of sexy things have happened on it.
I imagine the sexiest thing that's happened in this van is happening right now.
That is really, really, really sad, guys.
That's just the kind of band we are. Hi, I'm Matt from Boats.
Hi, I'm Rory. I'm from a band called Boats.
Hi, I'm Ashley from Boats.
And you're listening to
The interview show
with Scott Wood.
So we finally stopped watching movies. We threw ourselves into a hopeless hobbies. While all our friends took karate, we stopped respecting our bodies. The carpets were insulated. Our voices were calibrated. So you'll only have to speak in tongues and I'll articulate it on the ceiling tile. Today is the day, just like we rehearsed. When our bodies stop getting better and they start getting worse. Checked ourselves into old hotels. We grew real sad. We knew we'd probably never meet. Always ready for a life at sea. Yeah, we tied balloons to our toes, but we still wouldn't float. So we slept by the door, ignoring mail that never ever came. We'd piss our pants if the doorbell rang. One day we will wake up under layers of moss. We'll find ourselves thankful. And one day we'll wake up floating a few feet in the air. Or maybe our golden bridge was just a few inches. Or maybe we'll just wake up with dirt in our hair. When your beat goes down and your mornings drown, that rattling sound was just us turning pro. We finally stopped watching movies. When your beat goes down and your mornings drown, that rattling sound was just us turning pro. Threw ourselves into our hopeless hobbies. When your beat goes down and your mornings drown, that rattling sound was just us turning pro. When your beat beat us down and your mornings drown, that rattling sound was just a turning
Hi, I'm Matt from Boats, and you're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
All right, welcome back to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You just heard Getting Worst.jpeg. That's by the band called Boats. I've got the whole band here in their tour van with me. I would love it if one of you guys could talk a bit about that track.
Yeah, that song's about literally being bored to death. Suicide by boredom. We shot a video for it at the third Ellis's apartment, because this is Ian Ellis and that is Rory Ellis, and there's a third Ellis and she lives in an apartment. We shot a video there, and there's a wrestler and a werewolf and a magician and a skeleton and a wizard.
And it was made by a really awesome filmmaker from Winnipeg, Mike Marianick, and he was kind of the main he had the most ideas, I guess, for it.
I have to ask, why .jpeg?
Because I've learned a long time ago that you can name songs whatever you like. It doesn't really matter. And if you look at the track list, there's a bit of a theme that emerges. That's all I'll say.
The band Boats, you guys are defined by the voice of your lead singer. That would be Matt. Matt, I would love you, or one of the other members of Boats, to talk about that.
I never thought it was weird until people started telling me it was weird. And that was like well after the first album too. Like until it hit the media, people thought it was weird. But I never really thought it was weird. I thought it was singing quite normally, actually. When I get excited, my voice goes high. I don't look like a person whose voice would go high on a regular basis. I look like a very angry person. So people maybe are a little off-put by that. And that's okay.
So can I get one other person from the band to chime in about the voice?
Well, a lot of people say that the way he looks doesn't match the way he sounds. So I guess that's all I was going to chime in about. But I can't imagine it any other way.
What's it like writing when your greatest strength can also be described as your greatest weakness?
Sorry, say that again?
What's it like writing for a voice like yours?
What's it like writing for it?
Well, it's a pretty distinct voice. One would imagine that the guy writing songs for like a metal band is going to think differently about writing music than a guy with your voice.
Yeah, but this is the only voice I have, so I don't think it would really change it. That's just what comes out. I don't really tailor anything.
Matt's voice is, like you're saying, is really a very distinct instrument. And I think Boat's music relies on a lot of different melodies working against each other and with each other. And I think that even if Matt doesn't realize it, his voice has always been relied upon to carry melody, which I guess a lead singer usually is, but maybe even more so because it's so front and center and so distinctive.
Nice answer. I like that. Thank you.
Something to add to that? Good answer, Rory.
All right, so I'll move off the voice question. Boats, you guys have released your third record. It's called A Fairway Full of Miners. I'll start off first asking, what does that title mean?
It doesn't really mean anything. Why should it? It's just gibberish. It's pleasant visual images for me, I guess.
So what image does it conjure for you?
A fairway full of miners. A bunch of confused miners trying to dig up a golf fairway.
Okay, all right. So that leads me naturally into a question about your lyrics. But before I ask that question, does someone else from Boats want to chime in on that? He put up his hand and then said, no, waved me off.
That was an actual no, I'm fine. I put up my hand. I'm sorry for misleading you.
Okay, that's okay. So ask a question about your lyrics. They're almost abstract, but they always seem to have some sort of emotional connective tissue to keep the listener with you. I was hoping you could talk about your intent when writing.
I just kind of write stuff that I want to hear. I don't really like... sometimes I'll like songs that kind of focus on one thing, but I just can't really focus on one thing for too long. So I kind of enjoy non sequiturs and kind of absurd images, and that's what I like to do.
Great. I'd love it if you could talk a bit louder, too.
I will talk very loudly.
Thank you. Thank you. Does anybody else in the band want to chime in about the lyrics?
I was just going to say that it's really not our place to chime in about the lyrics. Sometimes we ask Matt what he's talking about, and he's real tight-lipped about that kind of thing.
I can imagine. How about I start this way? I would love it if you could talk about the songwriting process of Boats. I think that's a good way to start.
I think the problem with the process of the songwriting is with Boats is that I don't have one, which means we don't have a lot of songs, which takes a long time to write songs for me, because I feel like every time I do it, I'm doing it for the first time. I don't really have a process or a formula. I can't sit down with an acoustic guitar and write a song. I need to have a million things in front of me. A lot of songs came from just getting a new piece of gear and playing with it, and that will lead to a song. So now we have lots of gear and not very many songs.
Okay, I've read that you write the songs and then you take them to the band and you get their input, but you always have veto power. So I would love, first of all, you to talk about that, and then I'm going to ask someone in the van here that's not you to weigh in.
Well, I don't know how to write songs with other people. It's something that I've never done, and I feel like if I was to start, then it wouldn't be Boats. It would be a different band, and I would love to one day start a different band where it's sort of a collective songwriting process, but I don't really know how, and I'm not confident enough on my skills as a technical musician to be able to do anything like that. So this is just the way that I know how to do it and that I've always kind of done it. And it's always awkward to talk about because it makes me... I feel like I'm belittling all these guys' contributions to the band, but they're all much better musicians than I am. So that's... excellent, but it's always kind of been like my thing before these guys were kind of in the band. So
cool. I'm just going to say one thing. I look at Boats as a machine that works, and when you have an engine that works, you don't really question the hows and whys, but you sort of, when you guys answer, you don't need to feel down about any aspect of how it works. You can just be like, this is how it works, and here's the interesting things that come out of that. So I would love it if someone else could jump in and talk about, someone else in the band could talk about when Matt's brought a song to you guys and how you guys have chimed in and given your input.
Matt comes to us with pretty complete songs that often stay very similar from the demos that he's made with every instrument to what comes on the album and on stage. But a lot of what we do add is kind of things that we sneak in between the lines, and Matt doesn't even notice until we've been playing them at shows for, like 5 shows before he's even questioned what we're doing somewhere, and then it ends up on the record. And that's happened with several songs. And so really, when our creative input, we kind of have to do it covertly and sneakily.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would love somebody to tell me about a sneaky moment.
I was actually just going to say Rory got it pretty right, like about how Matt pretty much gets it on the first try and brings it to us, and we just play the parts like it's a puzzle and it just fits together nicely. But sneaky parts, I think some of the parts he writes are difficult, so pulling it off live and adding our own, I don't know how to really put it. But
what usually happens is I make all these parts for these songs and then I forget most of them. So, because it's a lot to keep track of. So then they just kind of take it over, and that's fine by me. Hi, I'm Matt from Boats, and you're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
Fairway. I'm in a band called Boats, and you're listening to The Interview Show with Scott Wood.
All right, welcome back to The Interview Show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You just heard Haircuts for Everybody. That's off Boats' second record, Cannonball, Cannonball. This is the song that got me really into boats, so I'd love it if you guys could talk a bit about that track.
This track is incredibly difficult to play live, especially for our drummer, but for me as well. It's incredibly tiring, and we always try and get Matt to not do it. But we end up doing it a lot anyways because it ends up being fun, but it's tough.
It was originally a lot slower. I can tell you that much.
Kind of like reggae?
Yeah. A little bit. It was like it was.
I know.
And then it kind of became a weird polka ska song. I don't know. That's all I can say. There's a lot of triple strumming in there. It hurts a wrist. Chicken and waffle chips.
What did you ask for?
Oh, the chicken and waffle chips.
Pass them over.
They're terrible. Why do you want them? Matt bought these chicken and waffle potato chips the other day when we were in where were we, Matt?
Washington somewhere. They had chicken and waffles and sriracha and cheesy garlic bread.
Potato chips.
Lay's.
Okay, so I read in a 2010 interview where Matt claimed to have set fire to Ashley's personal belongings. So I was hoping that you guys could tell that story.
I'll let Ashley tell it. I didn't do it. First of all, I had nothing to do with it.
It was an exaggerated comment that Matt made, and it never happened, actually. But I did have a box that I brought on tour full of snacks, and we were camping one cold night in Edmonton, and someone woke up to find our old member, Ryan. He had the box, and he was burning it in the fire just to keep warm. And all my snacks had been scattered, and so nothing of mine got burnt, but it was sort of like these 2 days where a lot of my things kind of got scattered and eaten by birds or squirrels. My face cloth got kicked around in the dirt. So they kind of summed it up as all my personal belongings getting burnt, but no, that never happened. I also never barfed in Tubby Dog.
Well, I'm glad we set the record straight on that. All right, so last question, guys. I read that Boats, the band, is holding Matt back from competing internationally at dodgeball. Is this true or false?
Where'd you hear that? Someone was talking to me about that just today. Hey, man. I know where I'm supposed to be in life, and I don't know. The Majestic Triumph International Dodgeball Club Winnipeg Division is my other passion, and I was trying to figure out the logistics of sending a Manitoba team to the World Championships in Las Vegas this summer, but I don't think it's going to happen because we got all this boat stuff going on now. But I'm a big advocate for dodgeball as a real sport.
Is there any crossover between the skill set in dodgeball and the skill set involved in boats?
You got to be alert. You got to keep your head on a swivel. You got to mind your environment. You have to be powerful. You have to be adaptable. You have to be good with your eyes.
Matt sweats a lot doing both.
I sweat a lot. I sweat a lot doing both.
All right, at the end of the show, I love the guests to pick a song, and I play out to it. In this case, because you guys, your songs on this album are so long, I have to pick it for you. I'm going to pick Great Skulls, so I'd love it if somebody could talk about this song as I bring it up.
This song, I'll tell you, this song took me like 3 months in the practice space to write. This took a very long time to kind of go back, and there's about 1,000 different versions of it, and this is what it came up with. So
the version that survived, what is special about it?
It's the best one.
This is an example of a time when Matt tried to change the song around. Maybe it was a moment of self-doubt for him, but there's a bit in the song that he was trying to take out or trying to cover up that he had totally lost faith in the studio, and we all were still in love with it and wanted to keep it, and we kind of just tried to delay him until it was too late for him to be able to change it, and it's totally in there, and we did it.
And also the trumpet almost got cut, but then it didn't, and I'm happy that it didn't because it's one of my favorite parts. So, I love that song.
Awesome. So we're going to listen to Great Skulls by Boats. Guys, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, Scott.
All right, that was a bit of a subdued thank you, but okay.
Shall we do it again?
Yes, let's do it again. Thanks for being on the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Matt from Boats.
Hi, I'm Rory. I play in a band called Boats
Hi, I'm Ashley from Boats
You're listening to The Interview Show
with Scott Wood.
with Scott Wood.
with Scott Wood.